Hello, welcome to my channel. It's good to have you here. My name is Gemma and I am a criminologist and I'm also an advanced cultist. And so today I want to just talk about some things to do with, because I could stem off so many things at this stage. Like, I'm just going into quite a lot of things, but I need to sort of like bridge a gap in understanding occult topics and phenomena and kind of like see where I've come through this as a walkthrough. I'm not going to tell you everything. I'm just going to tell you like little bits about like how you can kind of understand where I'm coming from, because it's really interesting, because it's almost like I am like the metaphor for Freemasonry. Okay? So I would like to tell you about the story about how I met a Freemason once. And I was young, so I didn't know anything about it. I was studying and I was at my job and I was walking home, and did it that day. I just decided I was going to walk home, and I met a man as I was walking home, and it was a Freemason lodge, and it was a new one, and as I was walking past they were going in, and I saw them all going in, and the old gentleman, he was very elderly, he was wearing a suit and a tie, and he looked at me very deep, very concerned, very like a deep in thought, and he looked at me and watched me walk by, and I was just like, I don't know you, but I felt his energy, and because I felt his energy I was just like, I'm gonna give that back to you, because it's not mine, because I'm a manifestor. So I was just like, yeah, it's not mine, it's yours, you can have it, right? Because that's how I am. Like, if you give me a negative energy, like, you're just gonna have it straight back. Like, that's the way it is. Okay, I can do that. It's pretty simple. So I'm a manifestor. You want to bring it into me? No, it's not happening. Not this time. So I was walking past, like, this guy was just like stopped, and there was all the men around him. They were all Freemasons, and they went into the building, and I was just like, he stopped though and turned around, looked at me, and I was just like, because I was very conservative in nature, and there were flowers and stuff outside, and there was like, railings, and then there was all stuff going on. But I was just like looking at it, felt it's the energy, turned around, looked at him, because he was still staring at me. I could feel him. I don't know if you know this, but you can feel people when they look at you, can't you? Like, you can feel that intense stare. It stays there, and it's just like, look back at him, and he was just like, he was always an older gentleman, so so like, I'm talking about it because it's already happened. So this had already happened, like, kind of, I'm gonna like digest this for you so that you can understand, because some of the things have already happened anyway, and it's to promote an aspect of understanding, right? So this man was very concerned. He sort of looked at me, I looked at him, we had eye contact, and so it was a new Freemason lodge, and there wasn't any anywhere. I'd never seen any anywhere, never heard anything about it. So after that I went home, started looking into like Freemason, what's it mean, this symbol, because it had my initial on it, so I was just interested. was like, it's my initial, what's that? J Gemma, right? So I was looking into it, and I went home and I searched on this info, and it really, what it did was it gave me an understanding of that there was, what was going on with Freemasonry and stuff like this, and what it meant and the concepts of it. And back then there was a lot of hysteria around it. There was a lot of hysteria around it. There was a lot of calling out them for whatever. So this is really when I started looking into like occult topics first initially, but I didn't even know it was an occult topic. Like, it was just a charity-based organisation. It was for the people, stuff like this. And what else was it that kind of came up? There was a story that I read into, and it was about how in the history of it, there was an issue with the Christian church and the Masonry, and there's an issue there regarding a dichotomy that was taking place, and this is how it fractioned off. But now I think they accept all religions. But I just want to get into this quickly before. So I think one of them was that they didn't agree with some of the things that was spoken in the books. And I think this was one of the things that kind of like separated the Christians, and this is how a Freemasonry occult topic came about. And I also think that there was something about a divine feminine energy current that was the plane of existence, and she kind of was the universal goddess, and that was one of the ones as well. It was kind of like an offspring of Egyptian. Another one was that I read was they didn't agree with like things to do with Jesus being put on a cross. I think one of them I read was that he was trying to protest against what the Christian church was doing. It might be something that was written in the scriptures and then changing them. And he was trying to fight against the fact that something was taking place. There was against the religion because of the way it was going. So I think this was might be a government religion state. It was almost like the Freemasons became, in that time, I can't remember when the era was, they became a catalyst for change within the government and the Christian church. This is actually, I think, how there was a merge of a change that took place. So this isn't been in Freemasonry, okay? This was in the past. So originally, it was almost like the Freemasons actually were a catalyst for change. To change, I think a man died as a sacrifice, and it was the main lodge. I can't remember his name. It's not even on Google anymore. But I did read it, and there was an interesting, because I did look at the other things that were coming out back then about Freemasonry, and it said that it was very it was being targeted. It was being targeted, and I think I felt that energy with him when I walked past him. But it was almost like he didn't want to, I don't know, he was very, you could tell he was maybe against women. I don't know, I had that feeling about him, I'm just saying. So I don't know what was going on there, like, to underpin aspects of like Freemasonry back then, and then now Freemasonry now. So it felt very different. Like, I had a different kind of energy that came from this gentleman that you would think was caring, kind, and stuff like that when I read what I read. So there's always a balancing of energies. There was always a light side and a dark side, and understand aspects of this position, and it is with everything. Okay, so that's obviously the Freemason. What I've had to do with it, anything like that. But to understand aspects of like Holy Grail and like understand that, now I'm just kind of like thinking, did he think I was like, what did he think of me, really, when he looked at me? He looked really old, like a gentleman. He probably drank too much. You could tell his eyes drooping and that. But you could tell he was on his last legs. And like, it was kind of like he saw me and he was just like, it was very deep knowing. And he was just kind of like, I don't know why you're trying to look at me like I'm a bad woman. But I'm not. It's almost like, though, if there's a big thing about, like the occults and stuff like this, like the Holy Grail, that is, the big thing about you know, you get lots of things like sticky energy attached to you, like what people have done in the past and all that, their beliefs and what they believe about certain occult phenomena and like a Holy Grail concept and stuff, because I said I'm Holy Grail, which it came out of me, like a stone came out of me and stuff. So, you know, I'm a divine feminine energy current, you know, it did come out of me though. And I'm a 369. What else? You know, I have Moon and North Node conjunct Fomalhaut, so there's a place for me type thing. And it's kind of like they don't want me to have my place. It's in the 5th house as well, so it's related to like children and like protecting them and stuff like this, you know. None of my placements are retrograde there, you know. I got Chiron retrograde, so I can heal myself. So it kind of like goes on some spectrums where it's just kind of like, what am I doing? Underpinning these things, coming across these people randomly. You know, what is this kind of, how can I grasp this? Like, why does this man look at me like he's sexist or something? He's sexist. It's kind of like that kind of energy I was getting with him. And then I was looking into music and it was like 1970s and it was like, I was hearing this song and it was like, if you act like this, go in that kitchen or else I'm going to slap you and all this. I'm like, what is this that you guys listening to in 1970s? Is this what was going on like in 1970s? And then you just look at these people and you think, we were fighting so much back, way back, you know, went between the Christian and the change, you know, because of what was going on with the churches and stuff, because there's a lot of issues with sacrificial of women and children, and this was under a reign of a government church state. And the reason why, like I said in the past, Mother Mary and Jesus were on that. It's an aspect of honour. So why is it that Mary and Jesus are now being put under that scrutiny? So I think this is how Freemasons got into it. I think this is how Freemasons did it. But it's interesting because how over time, you know, they've accepted other religions, and it's kind of all seep through, and you're not allowed to talk about religion when you walk into them buildings. And I think this is how they've been able to kind of stay alive. I'm just going to say it. And what I think, though, it undermines the true concept of why it was there in the first place and what they were trying to achieve, which was to stop women and children being hurt, because they were actually trying to say that Christianity, that religion is the religious faith of Christianity is actually the woman, it's Mary, and it's Jesus, and that's why they're on it. And so I just wanted to put my little 2 cents on that. I don't know what it's like now. I don't know anything about it, apart from my own understandings and symbolic understandings I can bring. I don't know the level of corruption that's going on in there, if there is any, right? I just understand certain archetypal energies and symbols, and you know, hopefully I can bring this to you so you can understand it. So let's go on to the Knights Templar. I think that's really high on the tree. I think you've got like the Masonry, Lucifer, that's down at the bottom, with the Hierophant energy is down here. I think it's an aspect of love, isn't it? On the tree. So as an underpinning, as a Mason, it would be here, the Hierophants. So you can understand a Freemason. I'm going to go into this as a Jewish underpinning because, like I said, they accept all religions. So I think this is important. So a love energy is this one. This is a Freemason concept as well, which is interesting because it's the lower half of this. So this might be why people do this a lot. That one. Okay. That's the one that you want to understand in this depiction. Yeah. So we have the love one that's there. And this is a Freemason concept. It's about loving, okay? And this is an I do energy as well. So this is beauty, okay? So we can incorporate those love, beauty, splendour, and how we feel. So through love and how we feel, and understand aspects of I do want to, I don't know, maybe support that's a bit higher. But this is the Freemason symbol here, right here, okay? It's love. It's connected with a red heart, which is interesting. Support, which is charity, and love. So all entwines, even though it's just here. But they do it with their emotions, supposedly, and how they feel, okay? So this is how you can entwine a Freemason concept, like this, okay? Because it's entwined with all these, and they're reaching, okay? So they're reaching for aspects of red, which is, they can actually incorporate that. I know, or I do love, and then they hit both. And this is a strength. So this might underpin aspects of a strength. In love, I am strong. So this is a different understanding that I've brought to you before. So in love, I am strong. In love, I do love. I do love in strength. I do love in strength. That's what might be why people do the love heart